Let's see something. So, Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, YouTube. How do I get the background on here, bro? I don't want it to just be me. Like, I'm trying to show the background. Damn. So you can't stream like that? This is look, yeah, damn, boy. What I said, what? Look, the long, the fade. We pulled back to my level and then ripped higher, bro. Yeah, damn, boy. Hey, I had the calls. I had the calls. Damn, how do I show? All right, let me see something. My saying is live. All right, let's see. Let's see if it's live right now. And I hear music, it makes me dance. Okay, like we're saying, it's live. Our nation is standing up for American. You're making me watch a ad on my own video every day. We're America's beverage company. Americans deserve to know about diabetes. Lord, when Rumble started acting like YouTube, bro. I see this ad everywhere, but I can't have Rumble Premium and YouTube Premium. Yeah. How do I get my background on here, bro? What the hell? How do you screen share? So you can't even see. You can't. Our nation is standing up for America. Making me watch a ad on my own screen every day. You're America's beverage company. Shut up. Americans deserve to know about diabetes. Oh, when we started acting like this, I see this ad. So I'm not live. I can't have Rumble Premium and YouTube Premium. How do I get my background? Shut up with the page. How do you shrink? How do I? Uh. Okay. So maybe I go like this. Yo, 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 yo. Bro, I can't get the background. I can't even get when I hear music, it makes me dance. There was some earlier. Where's the one from? I don't know why people. Why can I get? If I'm live right now, right? What's good, man? I'm trying to bro. I'm trying to get at least the background working on this shit, bro. Like so I could look at the charts, my guy. Hey, what? You caught that gap fill? Nobody ain't catch the gap fill? Jesus. I got you, homie. Dog. I swear, bro. I've been trying to, all morning. I did a whole stream earlier, but the video wasn't coming through. But I'm trying to do it from my phone. They keep trying to hack my phone. I need to hang on to this one. All morning. I did a whole stream earlier. Yeah. The video wasn't coming through. I don't know why it's not working. I'm trying to do it from my phone. What about solo? I'm just trying to get the video to work, bro. I guess I can't. I guess you can't do it. I don't know. I'm just trying to get the video to work, bro. It's showing that I'm live, like that I'm live, and it's got me on here, like the video. All platforms. Currently streaming to Rumble, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Your stream is available on all platforms. Okay, but where is my picture at? It's showing that I'm live, like that I'm live. Damn, dog. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Earlier, bro, I called out every single thing. I called out all the plays, bro, and they all worked. I swear, dog, it was easy money, bro. Come on, that shit is sweet. Okay, look, there it goes. So, hey, I just seen myself for a second. Plays, bro. I called them, nigga. I called all the plays, nigga. Like a coach. I'm telling you. Why isn't this working out? Play. I just seen myself for a second. I'm trying to get the background on, bro. Hold up. Like that presentation. Dude. Participants, camera settings, design. I'm trying to get the background. Run. Just overlay. See, look. There it goes. Moving. What I want to get. Media type. It's only letting me do an image. I'm trying to do the live. Alright. So this is just gonna work. I just switched to the charts. Let me see if it's gonna show the chart. If it's just gonna be blank. It's gonna work. No. I just switched to that sucks. Let me go back in it. The only thing I can do is this. Look. Yeah. Alright, so look, we gotta rock like this, bro. Check it. And I hear music, it makes me dance. Hey, check it. This right. I go to camera settings, flip it around, boom. Oh, free advertisement. Bro, look at that. Bro, look how sweet that shit was, dog. Sweeter than Balpus. You know, ain't nothing sweeter than Balpus. You feel me? Hey, so basically, off rip, when we opened down here, immediately I said we was gonna gap fill, and I grabbed some calls on the spot. Damn, dog. Look, I cut my trade all the way over here, bro, because I had hit my profit target. Look, I had the 660 threes, and I cut them. Let me see, right above right here. Look, I cut them right there at 663.50. But look, we ran from 663.50 to 666.50, bro. So another $3 on the underlying, bro. So that means I left. I mean, at least a couple $100 on the table there. But you know what? It's all good because you don't want to catch the whole. You're not gonna catch the whole move. Never. You know what I'm saying? Like if you do, it's luck. You feel me? But what you can do is catch the meat of the move. Let's see what the Nasdaq was doing. And you know what? I kind of knew that we were gonna gap fill to the upside. Um, because first of all, there was a huge ass gap on the chart. I mean, look, just go to the S&P 500 and look right there. Check out this huge ass gap, bro. You telling me we ain't gonna feel that, bro? Look, let's get rid of some of these indicators so it just looks cleaner. Look at this huge ass gap on the chart, bro. Remember what I always say: whenever there's a gap on the chart, 9 times out of 10 is getting filled. You feel me? Just like when I see a little baddie and she got a little gap down there, 9 times out of 10 is getting filled. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just joking, dude. But not really. I mean, if I was a dog like that, but I'm not. You feel me? Like, I'm not one of those dudes that never got no. You know what I'm saying? No pussy in high school and middle school. You feel me? So therefore, I'm not chasing around shit like that. Like it's too much trouble. You know what I'm saying? To deal with more than one female, bro. One's already enough. And plus, I'm not like that. Like I there's a little thing called loyalty. You know what I'm saying? There seems to be a lot of people have forgotten what that is. I guess. You know what I'm saying? But not me. Yeah. So we caught the gap fill, bro. Like I called it, bro. But then the my video wasn't coming through. Like I would think if I'm on live stream from my phone, I'd be able to put the thing on the background, like screen share, but I can't. So yeah, I was like, you couldn't get the 662s because they never gave us any price action under 662. Look, we opened 662s all the way down here. So you had to get the 663s. So when we first popped up, we pulled back. I was supposed to get the 662s there, but I waited a little bit until we put in a higher low, like we started trending up. I wasn't watching it on the 5 minute though. So look, I was watching it on the 2 minute, the 1 minute, and the 2 minute.
Right. So look, we popped, and by the way, the setup just wasn't there today, so you couldn't really take it. But if you know how to read price action, I mean the strat, there was still some information there you could have used. For instance, all right, let's go to the 10 real quick. There's a little information you could have used. For instance, uh, you see us down here on the pre-market low, right? This is a pre-market low right here. This red line. No. So we kind of double bottomed off of it, but right here, you see us opening on or near the pre-market low, but then we started trending up. So as we're putting in higher lows, you just follow the trend and you go long. You feel me? So the strat, even though the actual setup for the strat that I'm always talking about wasn't there, there's still some information there based on the strat that you could have used. But anyways, like I was just calling out like what to grab. I was like, get the 663s. We're gonna gap fill to the upside. Sure enough, we did. My only the only thing I did wrong was my execution on the entry was a little poor, and also I didn't let my trade run long enough. Look, I could have still been in that trade. I would have been up like a grand more. You feel me? But it's all good because like I had a lot going on. I kind of still do. I'm tired, dude, because I've been going to the gym, going hard and shit. You feel me, bro? I did legs last night. Whew, my shit feeling like Jello's on. Hey, I did chest the other day, yesterday. Then I did chest again yesterday and legs. Yeah, bro. Gotta hit the gym, bro. Like we can't. Like, listen. If you're a dude, if you're a man, bro, and you're like I was saying earlier, if you're a man and you're hold on, hold on. If you're a man, bro, and you still have your normal levels of testosterone and you haven't been feminized and or what's the word that we're looking for? Indoctrinated, etc. We have to go to the gym, dude. We cannot participate in the pacification of the nation. Okay, like that's that's a duty that we have to do. All right, and it makes you feel better too because look, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've basically been depressed. Um, definitely for months, but I would even go so far as to say years because when I first started trading and well, not when I first started trading, when I first started live streaming and making content, like this was like in 2022, like my shit was taking off. It was popping off, bro. Like I had like 1,000 concurrent viewers in my thing at one time, bro. And like they kept crashing my stream like with the denial of service attacks and shit. And like what that'll do to you um to know that you put in all this work and all this screen time to learn how to trade. You finally got a strategy that you can repeat, and then you can't even take advantage of it because your stream gets keeps getting crashed, or your computer keeps getting hacked and shit. So like, but you know what I'm saying? with all that being said, still had the long term and shit. You feel me? But I want to participate, bro. Like I would have definitely. It is what it is. Um, I'm not making excuses. All we can do is just keep running, bro. You feel me? Uh, but yeah, I'm said all that to say, yeah, I've basically been depressed for like you know years now. Especially when I had to move away, like an hour or so away from my daughter for a little bit. Like when you used to seeing your kid every day and shit, and you're under the impression that you know y- like you got a family and you're gonna make sure that you break the cycle and you don't want your kid to grow up in a broken home and that illusion gets shattered. You know what I'm saying? That shit'll fuck you up like as a man, you feel me? Um so yeah, going through all that, but I said all that to say even with all that shit, like bro, just hitting the gym just for like maybe like 3 times now, like I'm already starting to feel better, bro. So that's what I'm saying. Like hit that gym, baby. Yeah, but getting back to the markets, yeah, dude, damn, my bad that I was having technical issues, bro. But bro, like because what I realize is, yeah, I've made so much finance content, um, and I don't know if it's just a little too complicated or overwhelming at first, or if people are just lazy and they don't want to learn. They just want people to tell them what to buy. Cause I'm looking at the trends and shit, like the analytics and the trends, and it seems like people just want you to tell them what to buy. But that's not. You don't want that. You want to learn how to trade for real, bro. And that's what I've been doing, dog. And showing them how to get some money. Hey, look at this resistance on the Qs right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that might be the top of the range right there, bro. Look at that. But remember, these are 10-minute candles. So you got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes. We've been topping out here, bro. Almost an hour on the Qs. Um, I'll give it a try. I say go grab the 602 puts on the Qs. Oh, you just missed them. Look, we dropped down to 601.90s that quick. So then you gotta be quick with it. But like with the right risk management in place though, because look how fucking bullish the Qs are. But at some point, they are gonna stop going up and they're gonna roll over. I'm not gonna say they're gonna sell all the way off, but they're gonna have a nice little pullback where you can extract some capital. So I would have grabbed those 602 puts right above 602 though at the money. So as soon as we start pulling back and fading, they're already in the money. Now, if we don't get any more price action above 602, the next best thing that you can grab would be the 601s. It'd be the 601s up here, and you'd have a decent entry because you're all the way up at the top, 601.90s. So if we start to roll over and fade, you know what I'm saying? You they're just deeper in the money. Look at that resistance on the Qs. So then what you want to do here? Look at that. What you want to do is like I said, if you missed the 602s that quick, get the 601 puts. Give yourself a day or two on the expiration though. You know what I'm saying? It's too late in the day to get zero DTEs. We know that. So you're gonna have to go out a day or two. Go out a day. Or if you got a little bit extra money, go out 2, 3 days. You feel me? That way you give yourself some time. But look, bro, that's looking like some decent resistance right there, bro. Those are 10-minute candles. What about on the 15? Look at that. 15, 20, like that. So we're talking about an hour there, bro. We've been topping out. So if you weren't able to get the 602 puts, then you get the 601 puts. But it expiring maybe like in like 2 days. You feel me? Not saying you have to hold them till then, because if we reject and pull back real quick, you just take profits and get out. You see profits, take profits. You feel me? That's what I did earlier. But it actually came back to bite me because see profits, take profits caused me to miss half this move. You know what I'm saying? But I followed my rules. I stuck to my plan and I made money. I could have made more, but dude, the stock market ain't going nowhere. So look, you see that resistance on the Qs? Also, what we want to do, let's check the SPY, see what's going on with the SPY. Is the SPY exhibiting the same behavior? I don't know. Let's check it out. SPY looking like we want to keep pushing up. Yeah, there's your look, see your resistance on the SPY? Right here. Right there. I would say it would have been there, but the SPY just popped. So I'm gonna say right here, look. No, actually the resistance is here, bro. Like that thing popping, dude. Oh shit, that's the wrong shit. Damn, dude, I almost just fucking executed an order. Wow, what is this? What am I doing here? I'm hitting the wrong thing. There we go. Right here. Here's your resistance on the spot. So right now it looks like the SPY is trying to break past it, but I believe it's a fake out breakout, bro. I think it's a dead cat bounce, bro. The market is it's extended, dude. Look at this thing, bro. You gonna tell me that's not extended? No way. I bet you if you pull up the RSI right now, it's on fire, son. Look, I'll pull it up. Uh, I'm not used to doing this, dude. I'm used to being on the computer with it, bro. Honestly, I forgot how to get. Wait, see now the SPY's breaking out. Don't freak out though. Chill. That's why I tell you to go out a couple days. Like, trust me, you're basically still break even at this point if you took that trade, bro. Maybe down a couple bucks. Look, but the Qs are struggling. Look at that resistance, bro. That's resistance, bro. Just because we break past it for a second doesn't mean anything. All right. Now, if we open a couple candles above it, like on the 5 minute, then you need to be worried. But look what I said. Look, check it. Look, did I say get the 602s? Come on, bro. Look, you can clearly see the resistance there. Like, I mean, you don't have to be a fucking uh 5 or 10 year veteran to see resistance, bro. Look, you just go to a higher time frame, and there it is. Look how many wicks came in contact with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wicking to the downside off of that. So you know that's a pretty decent resistance. That's why I said get the 602 puts, but not same day expiration. Go out a couple days, at least a day. You feel me? And look, when we faded back right there, you could have took profits real quick for the quick scalp, and then when we bounce back up here, you could have rinsed and repeated them. Got the 602s again, because as we start to come down here, they're just gonna start going in the money because the market's extended, bro. Look, see what I said? Look, you seen the spy pop up like that? But just because we break above it for a second don't mean nothing, bro. You feel me? That's just the market makers and all and you feel me? Like trying to stop hunting shit, bro. Now it'd be something different if we opened a couple of candles like on a higher time frame above that level. But just popping above it really quick for a second, no. So again, giving out some free game again, bro. Like, damn, no. That's crazy, bro. Oh, my phone about to go dead. Hey, look at that, bro. So it was the whatever I told you on the cues, and it's the 666s on the spy. But look, you're missing the move now. So you need to grab them now. You feel me? But like you're missing like you done missed a portion of the move already. But still I still get them. 666 puts on the spy expiring in 2 days. All right. You don't have to hold them. You don't have to hold them for 2 days. But as soon as you think you made enough money on them, you feel me? Close them out. See profits, take profits. And then, hey, if we keep fading or you see another opportunity, you get back in. But what you never want to do is let a loser keep running against you. It's better that you take profits too soon than um stay in a losing trade too long. You feel me? But dude, look at what look at this. I missed I missed half of this move, bro. Cause I grabbed the 663s down here. I should have the best entry would have been here on this like double bottom right here. But instead, because I seen us putting in these lower lows and lower highs, I was like, chill. Plus, I was like, let me follow my rules today, which is, wait 10, 15 minutes before you put in any trades. And I'm glad I did because look, we came back down here, uh, tested this support, and then after we started trending up, when I seen this crossover VWAP, I went long. So look, I put VWAP back on here for you. Look. So right here, when I seen this put in a higher low and crossover VWAP, I went long. You feel me? But look at what I left on the table, son. Look, I closed my shit out like up here, bro. Look, look at all this that I left on the table. So you're talking about all right, 664. We're at 666 and a half. So $2.50. Move in the underlying. That's decent. If you're getting $2.50 move on the underlying, the premiums are moving. Well, let me plug my phone in a little bit. Fuck, that's the wrong. Um, when I hear music, it makes me dance. Yeah. So just chill, bro. Don't get spooked. Look, don't get spooked out yet. But look, honestly, you would have been out that trade already. Because if you trade like I do, which is see profits, take profits, you feel me? I can't see. Yeah, you would have been out there. Dude, let's fucking cord. This is all right. So you would have been out that trade. Whenever I said grab the 666s right up here. Look, right up here at when we're hitting this resistance. Boom. As we fade and dump down, boom, you get out. And then when we pop up here again, you know you could fade. You can rinse and repeat it because the Qs are hitting that resistance. So that would have been twice for the quick scalps. Because we already know the trend's up. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, we're not gonna just keep ripping, bro. At some point, we're going to have a pullback, basically like a reversion to the mean. Look at the Qs. Look, see? This is how you know, bro. Look at the Qs respecting that resistance, bro. Still. Now, if we see the Qs somehow fucking blast past that, then you just stop out. But honestly, if you would have just took the trade that I said take when I said take it, you would have been out already. You know what I'm saying? Because up here it was the 602s. So look, right here, 602s, quick scalp, respecting the resistance. 602s again, rinse and repeat. We fade, get out real quick, bounce back up here. Make sure we're not breaking past it. Yeah, we waked up above it for a second. Great. Just gives you a better entry to rinse and repeat them. 602s again, down again, out. You feel me? And even if you're only making, 30 cents on if the premium's only moving 30 cents, so what? That's $30 a contract. But if you're getting 5 of them, now that's $150. So on each one of these moves, look, 150, 150, 150. That's $600, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you're done. Just like earlier. Like I was done way earlier, bro. But I was trying to live stream, but my shit wasn't working right, bro. Dude, I'm so mad I missed this fucking move. And I swear I said to myself, I said, yo, we about to gap fill and we're finna gap and go, son. Damn. Yo. Damn, bro. I mean, at this point, because I had like three trizzies, right? Uh, and I think I made like what, like 50 cents on each one. So look, imagine if I would have held those, bro. I would have been uh up like a grand at least after you subtract the cost of the contracts. You feel me? But woulda, coulda, shoulda, man. Listen, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, right? Don't matter, bro. What's more important to me is that I actually stuck to my rules, stuck to my plan, and executed on them. And because of that, another green day in the bag. So what? That's like my third or fourth one in a row now. You feel me? And that's all you can ask for, bro. let's draw some. Let's find some a real level up here real quick, cause the spy acting like it wanna act greasy, bro. Hold up, hold up, bro. We got a level here. We also got one here. This is the real level right here. I don't like that higher low that just got put in. So I don't like that higher low right there, bro. But again, that's why you go out a couple days, bro. Cause sure, we're definitely extended. But one thing I will say is once we go up and we hit the next dollar mark on the underlying, that's when you want to think about stopping out. But for now, just because we're chopping around up here, look, I said what the 666s. I mean, they worked 3 times. No, so just because we're chopping around a little bit up here, there's no need to freak out. You feel me? But now, if we keep going up and when we smash 667, that's when it's time to stop out. Or depending on how you have your like me, it depends on how you have your order set up, like your bracket. You feel me? But I mean, you shouldn't have your stop that tight because if you're grabbing the 666s right here at 666.50, we the high is 666.73, so not even 20 cents. So I mean, a 20 cent uh risk that's too tight. I mean, the market makers will just stop punch you on that. You feel me? I'll say 30 cents. You know what I'm saying? 35, 40 cents. You're on risk. And then I just use scalping parameters. So the bracket would be set up like a 1-to-1. You feel me? And then if I'm wrong, I'll stop out. I already know what my max loss is. If I'm right, I'll either let it take profits for me, or I'll move my profit target up a little bit and then move my stop up a little bit and just keep following it up. But look, you see, look, he hit this, rejected. Went up here again, rejected. Went up here again. It's trying to reject. Don't freak out, bro. But also, you also have to keep in mind, like, I'm long too, bro. Like in the long term. So I'm I'm catching these little minor pullbacks, these fades and stuff. But while the market's running up, I'm long. I'm already long. Like in the long term, you feel me? So that takes a little pressure off of you too. That's why you always need to have a long term. All right, look, the spy is trying to do something now. I definitely be on high alert. But again, like not if, once we get to the next dollar amount, that's when you gotta think about stopping out. Or if you think we're gonna get there now, you stop out now. But if you would have took the trades when I said take them, you would have been out already. You would have took profits here and here on the spot, and you probably would have been done. If you want to rinse and repeat again, you can do that. That's why I say give yourself a couple days because we're definitely extended, and there's still 2 hours left. Now we're gonna be going in the power hour since we've been bullish all day, right? Extremely bullish. I'm gonna go ahead and predict that during power hour we're definitely gonna have some reversion to the mean, and we might get that 10 minutes of terror, which if you don't know what that is, it's right at 350, sometimes 345. Like all the big dogs, they start putting in all their orders and shit, and either they're buying or they're selling. So either we'll get the inverse 10 minutes of terror, which means we'll rip to the upside, or we'll get the real 10 minutes of terror, where we're flush to the downside real quick. And like I said, being that we've been super bullish, I feel like we're gonna get the 10 of 10 today. Because we gotta have some reversion to the mean here, bro. All right, well, we gotta go. Let's check the cues again real quick. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's the lady that works here. I mean, the cues did break past that resistance now, but look, just barely, bro, barely. I wouldn't be sweating it that hard, bro. But again, like I said, if you would have just took those trades, like I said, you would have been out already, bro. You don't want to be too greedy. Look, you would have the 602s here to quick move down, out, topping out here. 602s again, quick move down here. Came back up, wicked up here. 602s again, quick move down here. Three in a row, real quick. At that point, you should be good, bro. So if you took them again, you know what I'm saying, you're just being greedy. But at this point, I mean, you definitely probably want to scale down just a little bit. You feel me? And because you're basically playing with house money. But I'd watch it though. But did anybody grab SoFi? Any SoFi? Like I was saying, grab. Look, yeah, the SPY. All right, so the SPY has opened two candles up here above that level 602 on the 5 minute. You feel me? But look at the wicks. That's a doji candle. It's an indecision. And look at this one. It's a lower high. Uh, this candle opened below the prior one, the previous candle. So look, we're just chopping around up here. And then let's check this S&P 500 real quick. Look at the S&P 500. Right? And that's why when I'm trading for real, like when I have my whole setup and I have all my monitors, I usually have like four. I'll have one screen dedicated to the SPY, the Qs, the S&P 500, and like the VIX on a higher time frame. So all those would be on a 10 minute. And I have my main screen where I'm watching the actual price action and the level two, the tape. You know what I'm saying? I might have like my watch list on there, maybe the option chain if it can fit. And then on another screen, I'd have my actual chart trader. Um, if you know anything about interactive brokers, you know what the chart trader is. You feel me? And then I have another monitor where I'm watching just the bears. So I'll be watching SOXS, the S triple Q, the VIX, and maybe even the dollar. Good. And then I'd have another another monitor where I'm just watching some large caps, like all the big dogs, like Tesla, Apple, Nvidia. You know what I'm saying? Like the generals. Look, you know what I'm saying? Don't freak out, bro. Don't freak out. Look at what the S&P 500 is doing. Look, it just broke down. You see? What was I saying? Grab the 666s, right? On the spot, right? Look, it broke down that level. And a new candle opened below the previous one. Look, you know what I'm saying? Don't just chill, bro. But at the same time, respect your risk. You see us pop up and get to that next dollar level, bro. Like, then you gotta seriously think about stopping out. It depends on how far you went out, though. Know what I'm saying? Look, they're trying to buy it again, bro. But dude, we've been so bullish, bro. They gonna hit us with the 10 minutes of terror, bro. I'm telling you. You see what the Qs are doing. Qs trying again, bro. They buying it, bro. They buying it. But just chill, though. Look at this. Look, look. There's your key level right there, bro. Key resistance, bro. Key level 60203, bro. And right now we're at 60190s. So if I'm in that trade right now, I'd already have a OCO order set up. You feel me? I'd have a profit. I'd have my profit target. But see, this is the underlying on IB on the chart trader. You can actually see the chart of the derivative and put your bracket on that, and then you can risk what you want. Like you could just move your profit target and your stop, and then it's just risk or reward, bro. Like I think the risk or reward's pretty good, especially if you grab the 602s up here, because we've already ripped so much, dude. Like we're not gonna just keep ripping. At some point, we got to pull back and have a reversion to the mean. So the risk or reward's good up here, bro. But you still want to respect your risk. That's why I say use a bracket order or OCO order. Hey, anybody grab any SoFi? Dude, I grabbed some when it was down, bro, the other day. Remember the market was selling off hard? Grab me some of that SoFi, cause I'm so fly. Yeah, I think fair value on SoFi is $50, 75, even 100. Look, they hold all the student loan debt. That's the reason why SoFi hasn't ripped yet. But as people uh come to the realization that they have to pay that money back, you feel me? SoFi's earnings is gonna be decent. They got the charter, the bank charter. So they they're actually a bank as well, and also a fintech company. You can buy stocks and shit from them, all type of stuff, bro. So far is gonna be a winner, bro. Just for the simple fact that, dude, that's who has all the student loan debt. and they're not forgiving it. They're not, bro. They can't. Like the country can't. Like no, they can't withstand it right now, bro. I mean, I know it kind of sucks for some people, but at the same time, what about the people that decided they didn't want to go to college because they didn't want to get indoctrinated, or they just thought it was a better route for them to just learn a trade? Like, why should everyone that didn't go to college be on the hook for everyone that did go? Especially when a lot of people went and got these underwater basket weaving degrees. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna go to college, bro, honestly, you need to do some heavy research and make sure that AI is not gonna take your job in the next decade. First and foremost, you know what I'm saying? I think a trade's the way to go right now. Honestly, because I was doing some research, and all the boomers are retiring by 2030, I believe. It's 2030. They're gonna need a 500,000 plumbers. 500,000. So I mean, there you go, right there, bro. That's a job that you know what I'm saying. You're always gonna need plumbers, dude. And once you've been doing it for a while, then you can open up your own company. You feel me? Look, look, bro. What I said, bro, just chill. But that's so far. Hold up. Wait, hold on. Hold that thought. Okay, okay. So I mean, those are higher lows, but that's a lower high and a lower high, and we're below the resistance and wicking to the downside. Feel me? You feel me, bro? I'm telling you, bro. And then at 3 and power hour, bro, like, dog, we've been ripping so hard, bro. I think we're gonna have a little bit of reversion to the mean during power hour. We might even get that 10 minutes of terror. All right, that's the S&P 500. Let's check the SPY real quick. All right, the 666s. Told you to get them 3 times. This would have been the fourth time. Rinse and repeating them. So now on the 5 minute, look, we put in uh lower highs and lower lows for 20 minutes straight, which with each candle opening below the previous candle. And you see this wick right here, reaching up and rejecting. That's insinuation of continuation to the downside. All right. So look, there we go. Here it comes. Open wide. Feel me? So look, uh, there where we rejected, came back and bounced at. Let's see what happens when we get to that level, because that's the only obstacle right there. That's gonna be it's gonna try to act as some type of intraday support there. But if we crack that, we're gonna pull back decently and revert to the mean. We might come back down here to like 665 or something, bro. And then if they hit us with the 10 minutes of terror, we might flush like an extra 50 cents or something. But look, that trade would have already worked if it had got the 666s. As we're coming down here to 666.14, I mean, that's your profit. That could be your profit target, just for the simple fact that if you got enough contracts, at least 3 of them or something like that, you feel me? You're straight. So you can actually use that as your profit target, especially if you got like 3 of them or 4 of them. I go ahead, if we come down here and test that level, I'd go ahead and take um, 75% of the position off and just leave one on as a runner in case we get the move down, the flush. You feel me? Let's see what the Qs are doing. All right, now hold on now. But the Q's still playing around over here, bro. This is why I need to watch all, bro. Like when I'm trading for real, bro. Like I need like 4 or 5 monitors, dude. At least 4. 4 is enough. But I definitely I gotta have a chart dedicated to the bears, one dedicated to the SPY, the Qs, the S&P 500, maybe the IWM or the VIX on a higher time frame, like the 10-minute, and then on my regular screen where I'm executing my trades, whatever underlying I'm trading, um, I'll be watching that like on the lower time frame, like on the 1 minute or the 2 minute. You know what I'm saying? The 3 minute depends on what time of day it is. You feel me? And then, like I said, always have me anyways. I have a monitor dedicated to the bears. So the VIX, the SOXS, the S triple Q, and like the dollar. Look, there it is. Look, rejecting again. Remember, I was at the 602s, bro. So you could actually rinse and repeat it. This would have been the 4th time. You can clearly see we ran into some resistance, bro. At some point, we're gonna hit resistance and refuse to go higher, bro. That's looking like that's what's happening now. You feel me? Check it. It's the 5 minute. It's feels like the 3. Get in the trenches a little bit. Get in the trenches and get off the benches. They tried to come and sabotage me when I was at 4th and inches. But I'ma still scope. I'ma still go. Where they thought it was impossible. You feel me? And by the way, bro, what you want to be doing right now also is making sacrificing everything to make sure that your credit is Gucci right now, bro. Because you want to be in a position for when people actually start to capitulate and realize that if they purchased a home within the last uh you know uh 2-3 years, um they overpaid more than likely, and some people overpaid by like 50,000, 100,000. because interest rates were so low, and you had some unsavory realtors out there telling people, "Oh, it's gonna be your last chance to buy," blah blah blah. So people, you got some people that actually overpaid, like by 100,000. Same thing with some of these cars, bro. Like I forgot what the actual stat is, but it's something like half or a third of people out here right now financing the car. Especially a fancy car, or something like they're actually underwater, which means they owe more on the car than it's worth. So repos are up big time, dude. Repos are up big time. And dude, you don't know how bad I want to get a new car, bro. But at the same time, like I'm just sacrificing, dog. Um, like I'm doing whatever I got to do right now to get my credit uh utilization down. So when the time comes, let's text. Who are you though? I don't know who you are. Um, so yeah, when you make sure you're in a position to take advantage of that. You feel me? So yeah, I could go get a new car right now, but dude, like I don't know. I already got that out my system, bro. You know what I'm saying? I had a couple nice cars. So I had a foreign, like you feel me? Yeah, I want a nice car so bad. I want a new car, bro, and I'm already pre-approved. But I just know it wouldn't be smart right now, bro. What's more important is paying off your utilization, paying off your debt, your credit debt, all that, making sure that your credit score is good. So when people actually finally capitulate and some of these houses drop, which a lot of them have already dropped, there's just certain pockets where they haven't dropped yet. But eventually they're all gonna drop a little bit. Unless we're talking about like some shit, some exclusive shit. Like, you know, out on like Star Island or some shit like that. Hey, so look, we're popping up. But again, like honestly, that look like a new high day right there, bro. So right now I kinda be like, thinking about stopping out real quick. Because again, if you took those other moves, you're up already. So you've been playing with house money right now. Or it depends on how far you went out on your expiration too. Well, if you only went out a day, yeah, I would be considering stopping out. Especially depending on what side you're trading with. Or definitely if you got zero DTEs at just late in the day. But like if you went out till Friday, oh, I wouldn't even be sweating it, dog. Like I said, the 602s. Look, we're at 602.20, and we've come down and cracked 602 so many times. You know it's coming, dog. During power hour, bro. They're gonna hit us with that power hour, the 10 minutes of terror, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Look at that wick right there. Look, they're selling into it. Price is going up. Every time price tries to go up, they sell into it and dump on it. That's why you see the wick on the top. Look, almost like a double top right there. Wick, 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 wick. That's just the Nasdaq though. I mean, the Qs. You feel me? Let's get all the way in the trenches real quick. Yeah. I mean, if you got the 602s, I mean, if you're only risking 23 cents, I mean, your stop's too tight anyways, bro. So even with the bracket order, that wouldn't stop you out yet. I don't like them higher lows though, bro. I ain't gonna front. I'll be paying close attention. But again, the only thing that was bullish this morning when I first looked at the watch list, my watch list, was the semiconductors anyways. So the Qs and the Nasdaq, they've been leading. They're gonna continue to lead. Look at the SPY though. Remember I was saying get the 666s? Look at that. So look, boom. On that move, remember I said 666.14 is your price target. So that would have worked. You actually could have rinsed and repeated those 4 times, bro. 4 times. And that's just from the second time I'm getting on her streaming, bro. Because the first time my video wasn't even working. But yeah, so look, boom, right there, boom, right there, boom, right there, boom. You're out. Hit your profit target, bro. And I still say, I mean, if you got back in after that, bro, you just being greedy, bro. You know what I'm saying? But still, like, like, you're still Gucci. It's still Gucci to me, bro. If we start breaking past more resistance and we get up to the next dollar amount, you feel me? Or we have enough strength to come up here and make this a double top, feel me? Like right here, then I'd be like, all right, it might be time to stop out. You feel me? But if we don't even have enough strength to make it up there and make that a double top, I wouldn't sweat it, especially if you gave yourself a couple days. Know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man, that's about it, bro. Like I've been on this shit all day. Like I was done trading way earlier, bro. You feel me? I extracted my capital from the markets. Yeah, I extracted my capital from the markets. You feel me? Damn, I hope that wasn't messing up my thing where you couldn't hear me because I had this shit plugged in, bro. Yeah, but anyways, I'll get back on later because oh, my phone about to go dead. Hey, I'm gonna get back on later, man, and drop. I'm gonna come. I think I'm gonna drop a verse. You feel me? Let me make sure all this is working real quick. Yeah. Let's text in love with a Pisces. You wanna text me? What do you mean? Let's text. What the hell, bro? Bro, these chicks, bro, like on Perez, bro. That's like, all right, that shit giving me back page vibes, my guy. I don't want, but there's some baddies on there though. All right, let me look at the. Let me look at the charts one more time, real quick. Wow. Look, the Q's trying to bounce again. I'm at the SPY's trying to bounce again. But remember, like if you got in again after uh, I clearly told you where the price target was, that's on you, bro. And the Q's just pushed up decent. And again, like I was trading the SPY. SPY worked just like I said it would. My only regret was I didn't let my winners run long. Dude, if I would have let that shit run, bro, oh my god, dude, I would have freaking uh, thousand $1,000, like the same amount that I'll probably make all week at work. You know what I'm saying? But in one day, just sitting around talking shit. But yeah, I'll teach you. When I get everything set back up, I got you. You feel me? But I'm not gonna go straight public with it because I got too many haters, though. They be crashing my stream and shit and doing all type of little fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm gonna have to put it behind something like some type of Discord or paywall or something, bro. But I ain't gonna tax. You feel me? It's just to keep it, just to keep people that really don't want to be there out. But yeah, watch the price action going in the power hour, man, and then definitely watch the price action for that 10 minutes of terror, from like 3:45 to 3:50 to the end of the day. I'm gonna go ahead and say since we've been pretty bullish all day, we're gonna get the 10 to 10 and flush, or at least get a decent reversion to the mean. But yeah, man, holla at your boy, kid. Know what I'm talking about? Boys, make sure you stacking checks, man. Ain't nobody to impress out here, bro. You feel me? Ain't nobody to impress out here, bro. And the main thing you need to focus on is getting your credit right, paying off all your credit debt, and putting yourself in a position to take advantage of some of these foreclosures and repos that's about to come out. Remember what I said on my stream. You're gonna know it's real when you start seeing a lot of these buy here, pay here's close down. Like one week you seen a freaking buy here, pay here corner lot full of cars, and now it's empty. I just seen that right here on the corner up here on off of State Road 7, bro. So buy here, pay here. There's a buy here, pay here there. Uh, and it was there for a minute too, bro. Like probably like at least 10 years. And now I drove by it. No, not there. A little further down. It was a buy here, pay here. Been there for a while. And then I drove by it the other day. Totally empty, shut down. No cars on the lot. So you already know what time it is, bro. I'm telling you. So the best thing you could do for yourself right now is to cut out all unnecessary expenses. You feel me? I don't care if you have to put yourself through extreme hardship. Do it because it's going to be worth it. That's what I'm doing right now, bro. Put myself through extreme hardship, bro, and just hitting the gym, just just to just to bring sexy back. You feel me? And my legs are sore as hell, dude. I did freaking legs yesterday on the squat rack. My shit sore as hell. But yeah, I'ma holler at y'all boys, man. Hey, dog. the price action today was sweet as hell, bro. If you couldn't, like, I'm sorry, but if you could make any money in these market conditions, right here, bro, um, either you just had a really bad day, or you might want to size down, or even paper trade for a couple of days. Because I mean, dude, like I said on my short, you know, some like I'm the type of person that's always looking for a challenge, like a challenge in the markets. You feel me? But sometimes there is none. It's as simple as buy the dip and get out the way, and that's all you had to do today. You feel me? I just wish I would have let my winter run longer, bro. That's it. Well, I made an extra freaking $1,200, dude, and I need it right now, bro. That right there pays off one of my credit cards. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all boys, man. Hey, drop a like, drop a follow. You feel me? I'm gonna even with all the attacks and hacking and shit, I'm still trying to take you to the promised land. Just work with me. Peace.